Good afternoon. It's the Wall Street Weekly Wrap Up, August 3rd, 2024. And I got a photo of blood on the street because that's what it was today. People lost thousands. A trillion of market cap was wiped out. Somebody said 3 million, 3 trillion. I don't know. It was ugly. We watched some stocks. Remember, only the stock market, when things are on sale, people run out the door. So I always look at it. Let's nibble on some stuff. A lot of earnings this week, too. Wow. Microsoft beat by a penny. Earnings, revenues, for a company that's in the top $3 trillion company, growing the revenues 15%. That's pretty amazing. We're looking at the cloud growth, and of course, it's growing at about 29%. That's pretty good. That's a good growth. I mean, that's pretty solid, and it's outpacing what I call the revenue. So, of course, the market bloodletting today went below the trend. It's a little bit above the 200-day moving average. Again, I always tell people, you had a chance to buy in November. There's your chance to buy it at the 200-day moving average. Will it go lower? We could, but I don't know if it will. Meta, great earnings. I mean, geez, this is a huge amount. Billions of dollars they're making. Revenue's up 22%. 3.2 billion people use Meta in June. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Out of a planet of 8 billion people. And, he bought a lot of material. $8 billion on CapEx. And, he said, we're going to support artificial intelligence. I'm telling you, the Meta AI is good. It's better than ChatGPT right now. The 4.0 version. It's better. So he's put the money into it. I want to say ChatGPT might be stuck at 2022 AI. It's still good, but I think Meta stuff is better, and Blackwell is going to be the big difference. Of course, it didn't drop below the trend here, so but it's going sideways. Not a bad thing. I think Meta's on fire. I mean, it's killing Twitter or X. 200 million users I heard today, so good stock. Maybe it goes down. This market could be ugly. And of course, the S&P, up almost 18% and now down to 12. NASDAQ almost 21%, dropped 10%. We are in correction territory. If we take a look at the Qs, you can see it's dropped off the trend. It isn't down below the 200-day moving average. That's what a lot of people are waiting for. Figured it'll bounce off of that like they did in November a little bit. But, again, you can't get the absolute bottom. That's one thing you have to remember in stocks. You don't have to try to time the perfect bottom. Just nibble into it. Oil futures, wow, look at this, $73 a barrel. They're pumping all cylinders to make oil. I mean, they're getting it out there. Now, the fact that Iran got hit by Israel, nothing with the refineries yet, but doesn't say that couldn't happen. In fact, a little bit about it. Natural gas, as we predicted, below $2 a barrel, or a million BTUs. Gold, look at the chart, record high. And in times of trouble, people start to think the metal's pretty good. Bitcoin still going down. It's got up almost 70,000 now, like 62 or something. Amazon, I thought good. 10% increase in earnings. They didn't like it, man. They dropped this stock below the 200-day moving average. So you got a chance to buy it at a cheap price. Operating income, pretty good. Revenue and AVF, remember, comparing always Microsoft to Google to everything, 18%. So they're not doing bad. Advertising, surprisingly, is good. So I was thinking, but you go in to search, Amazon's always up there. You go on the Amazon site, they got 1,000 stores now. Apple, again, 4.9%. That's pretty good. We're finally positive with revenues. Everybody thinks the iPhone 15 is going to go in it because it's got AI, but they ain't sticking an AI chip in an Apple phone or any phone. So it's just going to be using the storage at the AI centers, and the revenue is good. The services just 24 billion. I mean, through the services and the fees they charge. Wow. I mean, that's like a guaranteed revenue. Nobody's going to take it away unless they really mess up. This is the indicator China. We watched Starbucks, Tesla, and Apple, and minus 6.5. The Chinese are having trouble. We think they're going to dump money in there to do quantitative easing to try to get the economy stimulated. What they got to do is they got to kick the Russians, tell the Russians, say, listen, we ain't buying this stuff anymore. You got to sit there and get the war over, because it's affecting China. People are not buying as much from China, you know. And the presidential election could be ugly if one person wins. ARM, oh my God, this is almost, you know, getting up to $180. And look at this, it's like a waterfall. It's Sever News went up, what, 0.1%? No, 39%. You look at this is incredible. People are sitting there saying, well, you know, we think it's going to be solid guidance. I mean, this company's blowing it off this wall. You don't get into it now. It's coming close to the 200-day moving average. It's a little bitty yellow line right here. This is your chance to get into ARM cheap. You know, we were in their early days, but wow, this is your chance. Snap, you know, what I don't like, it's not profitable. It was profitable, now it's not profitable. Revenue's up 15%. People didn't like the revenue miss. I think that's okay. I think anything can grow 15% in social media. Boy, they tanked this thing down to $9. Wow. Up at 17 a couple weeks ago. Boom, down to 9. So you've gotten beaten up at Snap. But we're in it for a while, you know. You know, the users increased 9% over the years, so revenues are going faster than the users. It's not so bad. I think TikTok's in trouble. They got in trouble with the DOJ. They're going after them because the minors are getting texted by the adults, which they shouldn't be able to do when they're below 13 years old. There's no point of a 25, 40, or whatever person texting a 12-year-old girl. There's just no point. And TikTok's messing around. It's already going to give them, what, 10 more months before they have to close shop or sell. I don't think they're going to sell. They're just going to fight all the way till they die. ExxonMobil, man, what a juggernaut, you know. Beats by 12 cents. Earnings $2 a share. 12%, $93 billion in revenues. Wow, that's a lot of revenue. And you know, it's in a thing. The 200-day moving average way up there. It's doing good. It's in a wedge. Remember, oil's $73, so this is not good for Exxon. But remember, they're going to make money at $60 a barrel. Unemployment, this is what shot it down. It came out at a high 4.3. Only 100,000 jobs added. Everybody was expecting, you know, 4.1 again. Maybe go down to 4. The economy is slowing. Remember, people are less jobs, are going to spend less money on consumer staples, retail, everything. You know, will it affect the demand of AI chips? No. So you got to remember where it's coming out of the pocket. You know, I'm in these local communities on Facebook, and we got people asking for money every day. You know, I just need money to get food. You know, that's all they want. And it's like, whew, you know. And, of course, they want the cash to go buy the food. They don't want you to go buy them the food and take it to them or go to a shelter. So it's interesting. But, you know, we're seeing a lot of it. You never saw that a year ago. AMC, one of our stocks we bought last week, you know, we knew it was going to be a loss because last year was horrible with the writer's strike. Everybody got hit on the theater side. You know, Disney, AMC, all these companies were hurting. And so the revenue dropped. That's not a big deal. But the weekend attendance, Deadpool, Wolverine, it's the highest for an R-rated, $200 million. The food and beverage, I went to see Wolverine, Deadpool. $9 for soda pop, $9 for popcorn. Who's making the money? AMC. You know, you just go in. It's like an airline reservation. You point which seat you want to see. You only want a little candy, you want a little food, little pop. Click on it, and then you pay with a credit card. When you get there, come on in. Up, yep, show your Q code. You're good. Up, pop in the popcorn is right there. Take your cup to the self-serve machine and get all you want to drink. Little interaction, really. You know, pretty soon you just need a kiosk, you know, with robots walking around. But you know, like I said, AMC went down again today a little bit, down to $4. So, but it's going to come. I sat 30 minutes of previews. Borderlands, you know, all these movies that are coming out, and so, Aliens, and just non-stop movies. And it's going to be a big fall, big winter movie spectacular. So, you know, right now you got Inside Me and you got Deadpool, but wait till September. It's going to start really taking off. McDonald's, you know, I watch it. You know, I think McDonald's runs well, but you know, they got too pricey. I mean, remember when the guy had the I don't want to call it the The meal, Big Mac meal for $17 in one place in New Jersey, that wasn't there. I do see discrepancies because I do eat at McDonald's. But there's deals. There's lots of deals. The $5 deal, you get a double cheeseburger, 6 nuggets, fries, and a drink for $5. That's incredible. That's incredible. I can see why people are coming in that. Revenues fell, so they've been flat. But boy, I tell you what, when they hear about that $5 meal, they jumped the stock up. I mean, it's coming down. So I don't know how much money you're making on a $5 meal. What, 10 cents? No, probably like McDonald's, probably minimum 50 cents, probably 50 cents. Novacor, like I said, this stock, you gotta have stern stomach. It goes up, it drops, it goes up, it drops. I mean, look at it. And this is way back when they, got the first expedited Federal Drug Administration approval. It was up to $100. So, it's using electrical stimulation and vibration to reduce cancers, which is kind of like vibrate your cancer-free lifestyle. And I think it's good. I think it's going to be a bought technology. It's solid. So, we're in it for a while. AMD, a lot of people like to, oh yeah, Lisa Sue's got it, everything good. But you know what? It's not catching up to NVIDIA, and it's going to be tough to catch up in NVIDIA. But it guided up by $500 million in revenues. That's pretty good. People want powerful chips. NVIDIA's at, huge profit margins. Gross margins of over 50% and 70%, I think it was. And AMD will make a chip. I want to see it first. Intel, what can you say? It's down here. It's at 1997 levels. I remember having Intel and buying it at 28, selling it at 35. We bought it at the mid-20s. We sold it at 35, and now this thing's at $21. Gordon Moore would have fired Pat Gelsinger, the CEO. They're suspending the dividend. They're going to cut 15% of their people, which is probably 15,000 people, I'm going to guess. Made some money. Revenues are flat. They've got the chip, but this guy is not helping the company. He's doing what they want to see. They want to see a cut. They want to see a spending dividend. They want to see you get something in there. But you got all this money coming in from the Ohio plants that are going to be building the plants, chips here. They got ability to build a close to a NVIDIA chip. They just can't get the damn production up, and nobody wants to buy 25 chips. They need hundreds of thousands of these things. So, like I said, we're just holding our nose. We bought it. It's when you're buying it at 30-year lows and they're making money, that's the key thing. And they're cutting costs, and they have a product that does have demand. You got to give it maybe some time. I just don't know if this is the right CEO. Boeing, well, we got a new CEO come Boeing, and I like him. He's pretty good. And I think, the club that promoted the last couple CEOs and everybody came on, and then it's nice to see somebody come in and, really take a fresh view of it. They got 200 planes waiting for parts. That means they're going to make some money when they sell these planes and get them out the door. But, I guess today we dropped everybody, and, I mean, this is a $400 stock at one time. So, I mean, even this year, it was at 270, now you're at 169. You're not getting a bid deal. Again, we're going to ease into Boeing and Intel. We don't want to do a half position. We're going to go in on maybe 10 months, 5 months. We'll have to look at it. The other one I like is RIVN. They're selling well. I am seeing RIVN everywhere. And they got a 40% investment by VW. So, I think they're good. And I think it's good. And, of course, the VW investment, it shot it right up and slowly coming back down after today. This is what we do. We watch companies that are, got a good story coming up, and then we get a sale day, and let's buy it, see what happens on it. And every month, every week we're going to do a quarter, and I haven't filled this out, but I just got the utilities that I watch, and we look at the utilities. I mean, this is one stock. If you would have bought the sector, you'd been up for the year. The utilities are boring, but they all pay dividends, but you'd have been up. And it's been a slow, jagged up climb. Nothing like buying it up at the beginning of the year and then drop and drop and drop, and then going way up, 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 then drop, 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 then up, up, up. That's what the utilities do. Here's our sector thing for the week. Of course, the big tech, except for Apple and Google, did pretty bad. Financials, not good. But the rest of you look at it, it's not all red. A lot of green for the week. So I think it's a big sell-off. I mean, unemployment at 4.3. Yes, it will affect some of the consumer staples: Coke, Procter & Gamble, Walmart, Costco. Yeah, they'll see a little less sales, but it's not going to cripple the economy. The economy's running on tech. Tech is not going to be dependent on that number. Of course, Intel's just going to dump 15,000 people, could make a little, difference here. But what they don't forget is that you had a lot of people in Texas that didn't have power, couldn't get to work, couldn't do work. I mean, you're talking 1 million people in there, and they're out for a few weeks. They're going to get unemployment. So let's see what a month of hopefully no big natural disasters in August do. Other than that, we'll see you next week. I think it's been a good week, and not a good week. It's been a horrible week, but try to be positive. See you next week.